Hello my crafty friends, welcome back. So this is part 7, I think it's part 7, 6, 7, I think it's 7 of the tutorial for the journal. Now what we done was we covered our outside to begin with, okay. Now to decorate this front, I don't want anything too big and bulky on this one because I decided to kind of decoupage the front, cut bits out and stick on the front, so it remains flat. So if someone wants to take this in their bag, then they can, rather than leaving it up on a shelf somewhere. So I thought it'd be a nice idea to cut bits out. And so using another piece of this paper with these beautiful bottles and flowers on, I cut round them, fussy cut round them, okay, like so. Now you will need a small pair of scissors for doing this. You don't have to do this, you can do your journal exactly how you like, but this is how I've decided to do this one, so whoever has this journal can, you know, just chuck it in their bag and it will be safe. Okay, so I cut round one of those, and then the flowers that are on the other end of the piece of paper, I cut round them too, okay. And then the little pink bits that's next to it, I cut round them. Now this is just a matter of putting bits and pieces where you want, cut them out, and kind of fixing it together, a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. So what I'm going to do on here, now I'm hoping I can keep this at an angle where you will be able to see it. What I like to do, because I don't like the plain white edges on these when I'm doing this, I actually use, you can use a thin tip black pen. I actually use my Spectrum Noir black pen, and then using the tip, the thinner tip, because you have a thick tip and a thin tip, so using the thin end, and I left the bottom of these flowers to do just so I can show you. Okay, I just literally run it all the way around the edges. This way, if you're careful doing this, you don't have to distress them, because you're never going to get into all the gaps and things where you've cut it out. So just run your pen very carefully all around the edges, okay, like so. And then you can get your pen into any little nooks and crannies that you need to. So I think that's done, and I have been round all pieces doing that, okay. Now you might not notice it when it's like that, but once you stick it down to your page, you will notice the black line around the edge, and it just kind of makes it stand out and pop up off the page. So I'm just going to try and lay this on top here of where this one is, and I'm just going to try and kind of puzzle this together. Now if that's there, I think I might like that about there, so that flower overlaps that bottle, and then this pink bit will just sort of pick out these flowers from the brown bit that's on here. So yeah, I think I kind of have it like so. Now, because of where I'm having it, I don't want this plain edge bit here, so I'm just going to remove that leaf from in there and cut round to the edge of that flower. This is time consuming, But like everything else with these, if you want it to look good, take your time, be patient. If you feel you're getting yourself angry with it at all, then, you know, walk away, go and have a cup of tea, come back to it after. Okay. Right, so it's getting a bit dull in here. The weather's kind of turned out there. I'll put my lamp on, if that makes it any better. So now I just need to kind of puzzle all this together where I want it. So if that is going on there like so, maybe move that up a little bit. Like that. And then I can just pop that flower on the end, like so. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my tiny little glue bottle with the fine tip. Okay. And I'm going to put a tiny piece of glue just on that edge of that flower there, because I want to stick that down in there like so. Okay, and then just take my baby wipe, give it a dab so there's no extra glue spilling out. Okay, so then the pink bit, if you can see, the pink bit is stuck to the edge of the brown flower now. Okay, then holding this in place again, I just lift the flowers from that edge. I need to find out where I want this piece to go. And I think I'll have it there. That kind of comes straight up that border there. So again, what I'm going to do is those flowers are hidden behind that one. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on that bottom there. And then place that back in there where I wanted it to be. And just stick the edge of that to that, like so. And again, just use your baby wipe to take off any excess. Okay. Now, my bottle's going to be stuck on there. I need to just stick the edge of this flower here to that bottle, so I know it's not going to move about when I come to place the whole thing down. So I'm just going to pull that back gently and just put a tiny dab of glue on there, and then stick that flower to that bottle. Like so. Remove the whole piece off my journal. Okay, so it's like that now. And this is where the fun bit comes in, because now you've got to glue all around that and then stick it to your journal. Okay, so I'm just going to start. Let's do the hard bit first. Actually, we'll do the big bit first because you can put a little bit more glue on the bigger bits. I'm just taking my tiny little nozzle from my glue, go all around the edges. Making sure that there's not going to be any little bits and pieces sticking up. But you do have a few minutes to get this on, and but at the same time you've got to be reasonably quick with it. And just make sure you get the glue on all your little leaves and bits that are sticking out. Like so. Okay, and then I'm going to try and line this up as best as I can with that one, and on the edge of the page there. It doesn't matter if it goes slightly off, it just looks like it has kind of like a shadow effect to it, so don't worry about that. Okay, and get all these bits and pieces stuck down, all your little leaves and bits where you want them. Okay, and then I'm just going to get it a push down with my baby wipe, because my baby wipe is damp. It will take off any excess glue that I don't want on there. Okay, so I'm happy with that for the moment. I'll give that a wipe and put that back on there. So then you've got that. Okay, which kind of stands out a bit more from the paper because you've gone all the way around it with the black. So I hope you can see that. I didn't want to go too close to the camera because it might go a bit blurry, but as you can see, that kind of like pops up off the page. Okay, and then I'm going to put that to one side for a second and just let that, just take that bit off there. Put that to one side for a second. Then I'm going to take all these scrap pieces that you've been cutting out flowers and things from. Don't throw them away. I'm going to use this piece here that I cut the perfume bottle out from. I'm going to get some sentiment stamps. Now normally I would do this on my computer. If you're brave enough to use your computer, you can find a sheet of patterned paper that's got a very faint pattern on it. You can type your sentiments using paint on your computer. I think everyone's got paint. Put it up on your computer, put it into paint, and then you can write sentiments across it, and then you can use those in your journal to cut them out, back them onto a piece of black card and use them in your folder. But for people that haven't got that, I just wanted to grab a few little sentiment stamps that I've got. Sorry, bear with me a second, just try and find some bits and pieces. So I've grabbed a few stamps from my stamping blocks. Now, to find something really nice that's going to go across the front of this journal, if you wanted to call your journal a certain name, then by all means do that. As I said, if you use your computer, you can put the name of your journal across the front and then use that to stick across the front. Let's have a look, see what I've got. I can't even see what's written on these ones because I put it in there going the wrong way. Bear with me a second. I think that might be a nice one to use. I can't even imagine a better friend than you. So let's go with that one. Remove my stamp off of there. Just lay that on there like so. Okay, I hope you can see this. Just lay it on there. And then I use black Memento ink just to sure that's really well inked up. And then I'm going to lay it just so I have about 1/8 of an inch border from the corner and the bottom. Stamp that on there, like so. Okay. And then I'm going to just cut around this. Actually, I'm going to use my trimmer. On my trimmer, I have noticed that where the tip of this blade comes, here, there is a faint line right the way across there. Now, I found this very useful for doing these bits and pieces because you can line up your wording on here with that piece and it gives you a nice straight even border around the edge of your stamp that you've just done, and you should have the same gap all the way around the edges. Get that piece off of there. And then I can squidge that in there using my nails to line that up with that, keeping that flat. And that's there. Right, I'm going to have to cut that bottom edge because where it's so against the, there was not enough paper there to, as you can see, it's just shredded it to pieces. Okay, so that's that. And as you can see, okay, there's a nice border around each side. Then what I like to do with these pieces is I have one of these sort of distressing type tools that you run along the edge of your paper to distress it. So I'm going to do that very quickly. Well, I say very quickly, but some of these are quite hard to keep hold of while you're doing this because it's so small. Like so. Okay, so it's a bit raggedy around the edges. And I think what I might do as well is put a couple of little tears in this. So what I'm going to do, just using my nail, is I'm going to tear this paper up there and across there like that. And then I think I might put another one kind of just in there like so. And then just pull that piece of paper out from there. Okay, so mine's like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, again using one of your pieces of card that you didn't throw away, hopefully, I'm just going to use some glue. And then I'm going to stick this on here, leaving a border, only about 1/8 of an inch border around each edge. Okay, and then just using my tool. Obviously I don't want to go too near them edges because I don't want to flatten them out completely where I've distressed them, but you want it to be stuck down nicely. Okay, like so. You can use any sentiments that you've got, or as I said, if you use your computer, then use your computer to do these. Then I'm just going to cut along there, making sure I leave that border around the edge. Okay, so now I have that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do with this is place it on the front, but I want to decide where I want to place it. I think that would look quite nice there actually. Or do I want it at an angle across there? No. Do I want it straight across there? No. Right, that seems to fit quite nicely just on that edge there. And as I said, I would normally put some foam tape underneath these, which I normally buy on a thick roll like that, and it is sticky both sides, but it's foam, so obviously it would stand out from the page. But I didn't want to do that with this because obviously I want this nice and flat so someone can just chuck it in their bag. So I'm just going to leave that on there, and then I'm going to take my glue straight on the edge of the card, and then I'm just going to put that straight onto the page and try and line that up so it's got a reasonably even border around the edges. I just give that a push down, making sure I don't flatten the edge bits of my paper, like so. There we go. Just like that. Okay. So then you've got that. Now I think that looks quite nice, just as is. Okay. I don't know if I'll put any more to it. I might have a little play, see what I could possibly put on there. I'm not too sure yet at the moment. What I might do very quickly is grab my butterfly punch that I have. Again, you don't have to have all these punches and things. You can, you know, just print off your computer. Some little butterfly images, use them. Now, I didn't throw away this scrap piece of card, so I'm just going to cut a butterfly in the black card from there. Okay, and then using one of the scrap pieces, I've not used the flowers on that end, so just to give the butterfly a bit of colour, I'm going to cut that out there. Okay, my desk normally ends up covered in bits and pieces everywhere, so not to worry. Right, using my black pen again, I'm just going to go around the edge of this butterfly that I've just punched out. Again, just so it kind of stands out from the page. I don't even know if I'll use this yet, but you know, this is all about playing and just deciding on what you want and where. And that's like that. Now, obviously, again, we don't want this to be raised up, but I'm going to use this black piece of card, and I'm going to just off-center the butterfly from that card. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because it will make it stand out against the paper once it's on now. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of my butterfly and then try and get it off centre to that one. I think that'll do. Okay, so not too sure if you'll be able to see that, but as you can see, it just kind of off centres the butterfly and makes it stand out. And then you can have this on your journal anywhere you want to. I don't actually know if I want that on there or not. Have it amongst this. You could have it over there. Right, okay, I'm not actually going to use that on this piece on the front because I'm liking that the way it is. If you like it, leave it. Don't keep adding bits and pieces to it because you'll end up hating it. Once you've got bits down and you think, yep, I like that, that's it. Stop. Do not add any more. Okay? Believe me, I've done it so many times and I thought, why did I put that on there? I need to take that off, and you know, it ruins your paper. And so don't. If you look at it, it's like that and you think, do you know what, I really like that, then leave it like that. That's fine. So I'm going to leave mine like that. Okay, that is going to be my front cover. Okay. Now, I don't know about the side yet, and I'm not too sure about the back yet. We may do something with those, but I think let's have a look. What cut out pieces have we got on this? Let's have a look at the frames, see what we've got on there. What do we have here? Special friend, just for you. Time for congratulations and celebrations. Most of these are, we have a to the best daughter in the world. It's not going to my daughter. So then we have to my wonderful mum on your special day. It's not going to my mum either. Time for congratulations and celebrations. You could possibly use that if you was giving it to somebody for their birthday. Wishing you a brilliant, fantastic, fabulous birthday. Again, if it's not going to someone for their birthday, then don't use it. Big thanks, just for you. Right, let's have a look at the other one. See if that's got anything different on it. The other sheet. Wishing you a day as special as you. Okay. To my number one fabulous friend on your birthday. Again, birthday. People that create these papers and bits, they need to, I can understand they're nice for birthdays and things, but if you don't want it for a birthday, then don't put sentiments all over them that, you know, have got birthdays or mum, dad and brother, sister and etc. Just leave a simple sentiment on it. Okay. So we don't really have a lot of choice here for the side. Let's see what this has got on it. Thinking of you, happy birthday, wishing you a very special day, new home, just for you. Okay, we could possibly use a just for you. Do we want to do that? How is that cut out? that is all in one piece as a bottle. Let's have a look. So this is all just, again, about playing with things. Let's take that. Suppose you could stick something like that on the bottom, but then that leaves the top plain. No, I'm not going to do that either. I don't think we have anything else in the way of these bits to use. That's the cards. That's the perfume bottles. I suppose you could stick a perfume bottle on the side if you wanted to. It's in keeping. You've got one that says, "For you, you're fabulous, enjoy your day, with love." See, if you wanted to, you could use something like that, that just says "with love" on there. And then you could place that on the back there somewhere. I think that will look a bit lost against the perfume bottles. So I'm happy with the paper as it is, to be honest. It's got some beautiful pictures of perfume bottles on there. So I'm happy to leave that for the moment as is. Okay. I'm just going to take my glue very quickly. There's a couple of little bits here I've noticed that are trying to pop up and escape. And I don't want them to. Can't be naughty. You have to stay there and be good. It's a tiny little bit under that flower there. I'll stick that down. But just make sure all your, all your leaves and everything around the edge of your flowers are stuck down and they're not going to move up any bit. That's it. I'm happy with that. I always keep the end of this clean. When I've used it, just run the baby wipe over it, because otherwise you will end up having to use a pin all the time to stick in your bottle, and there's nothing worse than having to reuse your pin every time you want to use your glue bottle. So what are we on? 32 minutes. Right. I think one more thing I'm going to quickly do. I have my own personalised stamp. So I will be putting this on the back in this corner. Not everybody has your own personalised stamp. So if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. You can stick something else on there. You can put another sentiment across the back. It's your journal. Play with it, experiment with it. Do exactly what you wish with it. I'm just going to grab another piece of that card. Here's in the black ink. I'm going to do exactly the same with this as what I've done on the front. Let's turn that around so I can get that sort of lined up on there. Okay, that's just my own stamp. It just says handmade by Donna English, Don's Crafty Delights. Okay. Again, I'm just going to snip this off roughly, so like that. Take that over a bit more. Feels very strange me sitting here working and talking to you guys at the same time. I'm so used to having a radio on in the background. I normally listen to Harp. I just leave that on playing while I'm in here messing around. And so if I do happen to break out into tune or something while we're going through this, then please do forgive me. It's just a habit. Right, so again, I've done the same with that. It's kind of distressed around the edges of it. Is that piece big enough for me to... Nope. Right, so I'm going to take another piece of card. Quickly glue around the edges of that. Place that on there, leaving a border. Give it a little push down, like so. And then again, just cutting round the edges, leaving that little border. Like so. Okay. And then again, I'm just going to glue this when I make stuff. I like to put my own stamp on it, simply because if it's going to someone, you know, one of your YouTube friends for a birthday, etc., or, you know, when they come around to picking it up again in a couple of years' time and thinking, oh, I remember that, they can always look on the back and go, oh, so that was Donna that made me that. I remember that for my birthday. See, and people will remember these things. So I've just stuck my own stamp in the bottom corner there, like so. Okay, and then you've got your front, like so. Again, just clean my glue bottle up. Right, so again, we're coming up to 36 minutes, 37 minutes almost again now. So I'm going to leave you with that. Decorate the outside of your journal, okay? If you have any problems, again, comment below. Let me know, and I will try to do my best to answer your questions. Have fun with it, guys. You know, as I said, at the end of the day, it's your journal. Do with it as you please. Okay? So I'll be back again very soon, and we're going to start decorating the inside. Okay? So bye for now. Have fun. See you soon.